Hey, welcome. So this practice is being recorded on what are we, the 24th of December. We're on the Christmas Eve early morning. So it's more restorative, like restorative and some flow, but knowing that this time of year for many of us, it's been a bit of a spiral to the end of the year. And hopefully, whether you celebrate the holidays or not, you do have some time to slow down, take some rest. So we're actually going to begin in a heart bench. The focus is around the heart and lungs today. So you'll go ahead and use one block as a pillow and the other one underneath the back of your heart. Now, of course, if you would like to use a bolster instead, you absolutely could. So I just need to organize my room space there. Okay. Now have your playlist handy because when you're ready, you can go ahead and press play. So I'm going to put the two shoulder blades onto my low block. And the other one is my pillow and I can stretch out. No, not you, Yogi. And whenever you're ready to press play, you can. Not you, Yogi. Not play. Okay. So taking these first few moments to deeply relax around the heart center. Now, what you do with your arms is up to you, whether you'd like to take them overhead or have them out to the side. We're starting with the yin posture. So I've got my knees bent to begin with, but just so I can accent the lift of the chest. Closing down your eyes and tuning into your breath in and out through the nose. So interestingly, yin postures are most effective first thing in the morning. Now, once we get moving, our yang tissue or our structural muscle, if you think of it like the biceps, the triceps, the big muscles of the body, once we start our day, they move into gear, they start their actions. And then it's often a little bit more challenging to affect the structural tissue of the fascia because the big muscles have taken over. But first thing in the morning, the muscles haven't really moved into their heated nature. There's not as much blood flowing through the muscles at this point. When you rest in some stillness, you'll get a good effect in terms of loosening of fascial complex and also ligaments in joints. So I'm going to capitalize on that this morning as we begin the class with the yin focus. So closing down your eyes if you haven't already. And just allowing yourself this time for less is more. You can breathe up into the chest. You can fill up the lungs at the back. So just using the breath to create the space here. It's really breath and gravity. The heavier you can allow your chest to be, right, the more spacious you'll feel around the shoulders. Some of you might wish to extend the legs out here. And if you do that and it doesn't feel great on your low back, you'll let it go. Otherwise, you let the toes flop to the sides. Keep playing with the arm position. Get a lovely big reach out of the deep belly muscles. If you're using the playlist, the second track of the playlist is a beautiful rendition of the Mahalakshmi mantra. And so this is one to usher in some abundance, right? Maybe that is abundance in health, wealth, spirituality, relationships, doesn't matter what. And maybe you'll rest into the mantra as we end the year and turn the quarter into the next one. Okay, just another couple breaths here. Beautiful. You can bring your hands back around by your sides and bend to the knees. Move your hips off to one side, roll to the other gently so you can come up. Good, and then we'll take our two blocks, place them toward the front. Bring the knees in closer than further away from for the puppy pose variation. I'm going to take the elbows onto the blocks behind the head. Right, so you can work out what's going to feel the best for your pelvis. For me, I'm a little more parallel with the thighs today. Right, toes can point or tuck. I'll leave that up to you. Good, and you'll check in with yourself if you do want to move the knees a little further back. Right, so again, it's up to you how you want to manipulate this pose. I love this one to get under the armpits. Right, to allow the chest to soften through. And I'm pressing my elbow points forward. And letting the chest soften all the way down. Maybe the forehead will move toward the floor. Maybe it won't. It doesn't really matter. The process here is more of the retraction of the shoulder blades, move them together and then depress them down the back as you reach the forearms back and the upper arms through the elbow line forward. Okay, so just a little longer here, not as long as our previous pose. Right, take some big breaths around the chest and the upper chest, the shoulders. Good, and you can go ahead, shift your knees forward and start to come out. Plant your hands up on your blocks. You're on hands and knees for cat-cow. Just a little wave of the spine. Go slow and feel into the setup of your body here this morning. Good, you can make circles with the head and the hips. Good. Keeping the chest uplifted, send the right leg back and press back through your heel. A gentle awakening of the line of the hamstring. Pressing back through the inner and outer heels quite evenly there. So the ankle is structured. Stay for a few more breaths and just notice how, just a little bit of time in this shape will really start to separate some of the fascia around the calf muscle, the one that you're stretching. Good, and then switching sides. Okay, so the best way to approach this shape is to really feel into the pressure through the back of your foot. Right, we usually will have one side of the heel, when we're not thinking about it, it lessens its push backwards. So we're sickling the ankle one way or the other. Right, more likely it will be the inner edge of the heel. And so you're pressing back the footprint evenly. And I'm not overly trying to stick my butt out here either. I want to get a lot of length through the back body. Nice. Okay, bringing your left shin back in. Let's take the blocks off to the side and work into an easy downward facing dog. Let's tuck the toes and lift your hip. And just settle in there for a few moments. Right, of course, if you need to wriggle your way in this morning, you can. But eventually you'll find stillness in the pose. Closing down the eyes and tuning into the rhythm of your breath. Gripping the fingertips as well. So you want to press down the pads of the fingers and the knuckles at the base of the fingers, particularly the thumb and the forefinger. Right, so again, we're not rolling to the outer edges of the hands the same way as we're not rolling to the outer edges of our feet. Okay, walk your feet forward about halfway up your mat for a standing hang, and you can grab your blocks initially here. So place the blocks underneath the hands. Structure your feet at hips distance apart so you're in a supported L shape, and work the extension of your spine here. So I'm not dropping my chin down, I'm thinking about pressing the crown of my head forward, lifting the chin towards the nape of the neck there, or the throat. Now you're digging into the four corners of your feet, and there's a subtle tuck under of the tailbone so that we're not stressing the ligaments of the hamstrings where they attach onto the sit bones. So if I bend my knees and stick my butt out a lot and repeatedly, that's going to be a little too much. Right, so it's nice to be able to focus a forward fold where you're tucking the sitting bones down toward your hamstrings, shortening the attachments, and putting the stretch into the hamstrings, the calf muscles themselves. Right, now drop your head, even though your arms are straight, let your head relax completely. So now you've got some release into the spine. You might find a little floss of the sciatic nerves as you tuck your chin in here. Okay, so now start to bend at your knees, drop your chest down a little further and soften at the elbows. You can either keep your hands on the blocks or you could come into ragdoll pose. So you're really making the most of the time here to be a little soft around the chest. Right, because chances are if you are celebrating the holidays, you might have visitors, people, things, events, and the time to be still and breathe can slip away. So enjoy this right now. This opportunity just to be with yourself and lengthen out any tightness in your form. Good. If you're holding in ragdoll, switch the cross of your arms, please. Make sure you've got good foot pressure down into your mat as you surrender the full length of the spine. Okay. Your hands back onto your blocks. Lift your heart halfway up. Press the hands and press the feet. Good. You can take a pause in your halfway lift and let the blood pressure reorganize itself. A couple of deeper breaths. And you're going to bend your knees a lot. Look forward, lift the chest, and come up to stand slowly, unfolding. Good. Pause here in your mountain pose. Activate the foot pressure, the descending of the tail, the subtle drawing of your belly. Good. And then take your arms all the way up. Press the feet and breathe in. Cactusing the arms. Interlace behind your back. Take the right thumb on top. Draw the knuckles down. Scoop your tail and then unfold the front thigh. I like to lift the chin and roll the chin side to side, pulling across the fascia in the chest where you've got a bunch of lymph nodes. Good. Relaxing to look forward. Take your arms out and up. And let's do the other clasp. So cactusing into left thumb on top. Soften knees, scoop your tail, unfold, flushing in front of the hips. Move the chin side to side and peel your arm bones back. Beautiful. Release the clasp as you look forward. Take the arms out and up. Keep the shoulder blades in place as you reach the arms up. Bend, hinge, and fold all the way down. Down dog. Pop your blocks off to the side. Good. All right, so nice and easy through the poses today. Use this to limber up and to restructure. Take your right leg up, open. Bend the knee at the top and widen the hip. Open so the right knee can tip a little to the back. Go ahead, step wide of your right hand. Plant the back knee down and twisting open toward the front leg. Good. And just pausing there for a moment as you squeeze the knee in towards center of the front leg. And then reach all the way back and pick up your back foot if you can. And you know the drill. If you can't, you're just pressing the shin into the mat to open up the front of the hip. Good. And peel the chest way back, stomping into the front foot deliberately to hold your boundaries well. Release. Ardha Hanumanasana. You can shuffle the front foot across as you scoop the tail and fold in. It does not need to be your deepest fold here. In fact, I'm really accentuating a round spine for this one. Good. Rebend the front knee, stepping back to downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. We've got plank pose today, child's pose, and goddess cobra. So nice and slow, roll through the shapes, come forward and up. Down dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Taking the left leg up, bend your knee, open, stay here. Strong through the grounded leg, winding open in the top leg. But that winding open will get you a little more into the inner thigh seam of your grounded leg. Okay, so work the extensions in all directions. And then climbing nice and wide of your left hand with your left foot. Plant the back knee down and reach into your twist. Good. So I'm going to bring my right shoulder and lung through and into the twist more than I'm focusing on jamming the left shoulder backwards. That's it. Good. And then you reach back and you pick up your back foot if it's available. And you know what to do if it's not. You're just pressing the earth away, exposing the fibers in the front of the right thigh. Now, if you want to turn the front toes out a little, you can, but don't lose the pressure of the inner edge of the foot. And we want to make sure we're plugged in, whatever the position. Beautiful. You've released that back foot. Come forward and around to your Ardha Hanuman variation, lifting the toes and bowing in. Drop your head all up to wriggle side to side. This is all about flossing the sciatic nerve. You'll get down the outer left hip. Perfect. Good. Rebend. And step through downward facing dog. And stay here and breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Plank pose. Child's pose. Goddess purple. Down dog. Settle in here, closing down the eyes, create the shape, breathe life into the shape. Walk your feet forward, top of the mat. Fold yourself in home. Good. Chair pose your way up to stand. Cactus the arm. Interlace the right thumb on top. Bend at the knees. Unfold the front body. Fill up. And as you bend and fold, keep the clasp up and over, working the front of the chest. First round, we'll stay here. Couple breaths. See if you can soften the tissue around the rib cage rather than pull strongly. And use your mental mind to go into the pose. Soften even more. Good, then release your hands down. Lift the chest halfway up. And glide the right foot to a lunge. Plant the back knee down. Point the toe and come up. Anjaneyasana. Breathe in. Hands forward and down. You're heading to down dog as you breathe out. Plank pose. Child's pose. Goddess cobra. Down dog. Closing the eyes, go inside, meet yourself with presence and softness. Gorgeous. Right leg up, open. Stepping wide with your right hand. Plant the back knee and twisting, open. Stay in the twist, breathe in. Stay and breathe out. Good, now go ahead and reach for your back foot. See what you can connect with. Stay, breathe in. If you've got the foot, you're kicking the foot to the hand on the exhale. Release to Ardha Hanumanasana. Wind your way forward and into the fold. Drop your head. Rebend. Look forward. Step forward, halfway lift. Standing fold. All the way up we go. Cactus. Left thumb on top, interlace. And you'll unfold the front body. And then refold the front body. So you're letting your hand be here for a moment or two longer. Pressing the feet, drawing the belly to the spine. Relaxing, softening the muscles around the chest here, around the shoulders. And releasing the hands all the way down. Feel the draining. Lift halfway up. Glide your left foot back for Anjaneyasana. The back knee touches down. You can point the toes, press the front heel as you rise up. Good, and then forward and down to down dog you go. Plank, child's goddess in your own time. Press the ground away, create a healthy structure. As you roll through goddess cobra, mobilize the shoulders. Down dog awaits you, and you'll stay here and you'll close your eyes, moving into your practice of inner alchemy. Like the breath, the body, the oceanic sound of the breath being the water. That you stoke the fire of the practice and stay present. As you're witnessing the body strengthen and cleanse. Perfect. Left leg, lift, bend, open. You'll step wide for your twist. Plant the back knee and open up. Good. Bring the right lung through. Stay for a breath in this round. Remember, you're plugging the front foot a lot. Then you can continue to reach back to pick up your foot, to breathe in and breathe out. Good. Releasing Ardha Hanumanasana nice and slowly today. Right, so we want to slow down enough that we know what we're doing, we know how we're doing it. Rebending, stepping forward to the top of your mat, lift halfway up, fold all the way down. Come on up to stand. Practicing. Interlace right thumb on top, standing back bend. Hinge and fold. Release your hands, lift halfway up with the chest. Glide the right foot back, Anjaneyasana, back knee down. Press away through the front heel. Hands come forward and down, and you head to downward facing dog. You'll come through to plank, and you'll either choose to lower to your belly or stick with the child's and goddess. If you lower to your belly, activate a low cobra pose. And come on to downward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here. Beautiful. One more breath. Right leg up, open. Stepping wide. Plant the back knee. Twisting open. You know it. So just go slow. Then reaching to the back. Maybe picking up the foot. And kicking to open the thigh space. Release. Ardha Hanuman. Breathe out. One pose becomes the next. Rebend, look forward. Top of the mat, halfway lift. Becomes a standing fold. You go all the way up to stand. Cactus. Interlace. Up you go into the back bend. And then hinge into your forward fold. Press the feet. Hands to earth. Halfway lift. Left foot back. Anjaneyasana. Knee down, arms up. Take your time. Breathe through the shape. Stay present. Exhale your way to down dog. Plank pose. Lower halfway or lower all the way. Cobra up dog. Down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Left leg up, open. Step on through, widen your left hand. Plant the back knee and twist. Good. Reaching all the way back for your foot. Pattern repeats. Kick with rotation. Release. Ardha Hanuman. Breathe out. Rebending. Look forward, step forward. Halfway lift. We're going to roll it through just one more time on each side. Good. Inhale up. And so the familiarity of the sequence, interlace right thumb, standing back bend, it allows us just to relax the mind. You know where you're going. You do it with presence, with ease of your facial expressions, hands to the ground, lifting halfway up. Glide the right foot to your lunge. Put the back knee on the ground. Anjaneyasana variation. Lift up. Hands down to down dog you go. You can move plank to belly, plank chaturanga, or plank child's and goddess. Down dog is our meeting place. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath here. Right leg up, open. Step wide. You know it. Last time on this side. Back knee down and twist. Reaching open, pick up the back foot. Ardha Hanuman. Rebend, look forward. Step through, lift halfway. Fold all the way. Very last time. Come up. Through the cactus, the left thumb on top, interlace. The hinging, folding, massage for the shoulders. Hands release. Lift halfway up. Left foot steps back. Anjaneyasana, back knee down. Press the front heel. Activate where the sit bones and the hamstrings connect to the right sit bone. Hands down, step back, down dog. A lot of structure in the front leg of a lunge. Plank pose, you choose your weapon halfway, all the way. Goddess cobras. Down dog. Last little stay here, please. Fully in and fully out. Left leg up open. Stepping wide. Back knee down. Twist. Reach open. Pick up your foot. Last kick, last rotation. Release. Ardha. Rebend, look forward, stepping all the way through, lift halfway, fold all the way. Good, stand up, breathe in, lift up. Arms go up. Pray your hands at your heart, Vistamastitihi. We'll deliver some loving breaths into the chest space. As you close down your eyes and you feel yourself in your upright position, and you're setting the scene for, how you wish to be as you move into the new year. So feel the ground under your feet, feel the expanse arrive atop of the crown chakra. Take the arms down by your sides and up overhead, breathing. Pull the prayer through center, bend your knee, and fold yourself in half. Drop your head. Step back plank pose. All right, listen up. Right shin pigeon straight away, please. Wriggle into your pigeon pose. Right, settle yourself so that you feel even in terms of your weight distribution over the hips. And then you'll come down to forearms. Right, and as you're resting here, taking your mind into the right hip structure, softening deeply from the inside out. Right, these precious moments of deep, deep internal release. Straightening up your arms. Stepping to plank pose, please. Set your back leg first, then the front leg. You pause in your plank, press the inner and outer heels back. Let the pelvis restructure itself here as you press the earth away. And then bring the left shin through and plant the back knee down. Good. Set yourself up so you're balanced over both hips as you come forward and down to your forearms, deeply relaxing the structure of your left hip. Good. Take another breath here. Emptying out. Good. Walk your hands back. This time you'll slide the front shin back to meet the left, to meet the right. Tuck the toes under, walk your hands back. Good. So my thighs are parallel here. It's sort of like a child's pose, but not. Parallel thighs, toes tucked. Flush the bottoms of your feet. Right, so our final shape for a couple moments will be frog pose. And so I like to go long ways or sideways on the mat here. I also like to have a block to place under the bottom ribs. And when I set up, my knees go nice and wide and the toes turn out like little frog legs. And then that block can come right underneath the bottom rib cage as you rest onto your forearms here. Good. I think my puppy dog has done pretty well this year to make cameo early morning visits to our yoga quite calmly and quite sleepy. Always wondered how she'd go in this room for an hour, but I'm quite impressed with her. Good. So do your best to release. And the adjustment is one or both hands moving the inner seam of the knee wider, right? It's not for everyone, but if you know that your inner seam of the thighs is starting to give up some length, you can do that. And so this pose is the antidote to pigeon pose, actually. So we do a lot of pigeon poses for the hips. We do our external rotation of the thigh bone, but interestingly, sometimes that can feel quite good because we think, oh, my hips are tight, right? I need to stretch into there. But sometimes the benefit of frog gets us out of tight hips more than a pigeon pose will, because we're working more of the internal rotation. The outer hips can switch off some. Okay, so just dial into whatever you're feeling. Do the best to balance out your breath here. 30 seconds more to really milk the benefits here. And keep softening, especially if you find this pose challenging. It's easy to say that, and yet that is the work of the yoga practice, is to be able to find a retreat and a stillness, right, inside of the sensations of the pose. And that's the training for life, right? That we can find the stillness beyond the reactions that surface, right, when things set us off. Okay, so as you contemplate coming out of this shape, do listen to your body, because your body is going to naturally want to move either forward or backwards, right? So you'll want to tune in to see which way it wants to go today. For me, it's forward. Once I come onto the block on my belly, I'm just going to move one leg at a time back toward the center. Walk my hands back and lift the chest up. Good. Lay down in Shavasana, please, and let all of that settle. Okay, and so the toes flop out to the sides. Turn your palms up. So you rest in stillness here. Okay, so as you lay there, deeply resting, and allow yourself to be soft and available for insight and intuition. Right, we're definitely at the end of, the cycle of this year, where we get to choose what we leave behind. And we can think about that and think maybe there is a behavior that you'd like to leave behind, or the way that you're thinking about a situation you'd like to leave behind. But then we have to actually do it. right? To put in those measures of when the mind wants to go into old patterns, it's like, hang on, no, that's not what I'm choosing this year. And so just take a moment to contemplate, is there one thing even that you would like to leave behind? And if you did leave that behind, what could healthfully come into its place? What would be the opposite of whatever this thing is that maybe has you feeling a little hamstrung or a little stuck? Okay, I've got some oracle cards here. So you're just going to think about now, when I say think about at the level of your third eye, at the level of vision, the year that is to come and how you would like to be. And then if you have any questions that you might float out, or a question about that, contemplate that question in your inner environment now. As I'm shuffling these cards, we'll see what wisdom the universe brings us. And, you know, it's always a case of take what you like, leave the rest, right? Feel what resonates with you, what strikes a chord. Wow, I just had a card come flying out, and the card is called Winter's End. This is so beautiful. So I'm going to read a little about it. But the card itself says Winter's End, regeneration, rebirth, positive outcome. It's probably the best card in this whole pack that signals a real new beginning. So that's wonderful. Let me read a little bit more for you. This card signifies rebirth, regeneration, and new growth. You may not know it, but the cycle has already begun. A cold grey period of your life is coming to an end. A new season begins. As with the tree lady featured on this card, the first signs of spring are starting to show. The first shoots have sprouted, and soon the new buds will be in full bloom as they bathe in the light of the sun. Many beautiful things are in store for you. New opportunities present themselves, sometimes quite unexpectedly. When they do, embrace them. Do not hesitate, for this is your time to shine. This is a lucky and prosperous period for you. Many things you were probably or previously not thinking were not possible now are. Doors that were previously closed now open. This card also signifies travel with a positive outcome. So smile on your face, smile in your heart, breathe into those words. Right? And each of the cards offers us an affirmation. And so as I read these statements, you want to create the energetic signature, the feeling of these statements. I give thanks for the blessings that I receive every day. All is possible for me now. All is possible for me now. All doors are open. I invite prosperity into my life. And I embrace new opportunities. Right, so breathe a little deeper now. You can begin to lengthen and to stretch. Take the arms overhead, bend the knees, curl off to one side. Come here. And then you'll come all the way up to sit. When you arrive in your seat, bring your hands to prayer. Keep the smile in the mouth and in the heart. That we've been blessed with that beautiful card today. So hopefully that gives you a feeling of inner excitement. And honestly, of all of the cards in this beautiful Gaia deck, we've really been sent a message. And so relax, as effortlessly as that card fell out of the deck, will be as effortless as your gifts come flooding your way. So bowing the chin, take a moment to appreciate yourself, to appreciate the year that was, the lessons, the growth, the experiences. Right? And may your transition to the new be effortless and graceful and exciting. And so it is. Lifting your thumbs to your brow and bowing into yourself. Namaste. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you so much for practicing. Really excited about that card. All right, good things are coming. Really believe it. Let yourself believe it. Maybe you'll have a daily practice to, open your eyes in the morning. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Just welcome yourself to the day and maybe repeat, I receive the blessings coming my way today. Okay, I am leading the 28 Days of Manifesting Mastery program come January 1 this year. And it's beautiful. It's guided modules. You press play and go every morning. You'll hear my voice guiding you into your study or practice for each day so that we build a lot of momentum, right, towards what it is that we're welcoming into life. It's a lovely, lovely practice. And each week we'll get together in a live call on Zoom to check in, to have a little guided moment together, to sync up our intentions together, and importantly, to see each other as already holding and receiving whatever it is that we're wishing to be fulfilled at this time. So you can reach out to me if you want some information on that. Otherwise, have the most beautiful day, have the most amazing year. Okay, and be with yourself, find those precious moments to reconnect, because that really is our goal, no matter what is going on in the external. Right, so from me to you, Merry Christmas if you're celebrating, a happy end of the year, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.